Hi, good morning. This is Jen, and welcome to Bearing Bipolar, where I talk about my life before, during, and after my bipolar diagnosis. Now, some of you may know that yesterday I went to go get some of the scars checked out with my dermatologist. And I went to Dr. Mafong. He is amazing. He is a straight shooter. He will not bullshit you, try to sell you stuff. So I really love him. But he did say that he wasn't concerned with the scars that I do have, but it is going to be a good 2 years before they're really going to heal. So I have been wearing long sleeves to kind of cover them up and protect them from the sun. But I've also been just self-conscious. It just, it's just one of those things where scars can sometimes just mindfuck you. So to be honest, so really the worst is my left arm, because that is actually where I unfortunately had some damage from cactus, some, really sharp shrubs and plants. So I'm just going to rip off the Band-Aid and I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here, these are pretty smooth. There's just a lot of discoloration, so I'm not really worried about these ones. This side is where they actually used tweezers and got out some of the cactus and some of the shrubs, so this one's pretty bad. So this arm is pretty butchered. And then this arm, it has a lot less. It's more right here. Everything's smooth on this arm, but just more like bug bites and stuff like that from being out unconscious for so long. So it was 4 nights, and then they found me on the 5th day, so in the daytime. They're only giving me a little bit of information a little bit out of time, so some of this stuff I'm still finding out. But I was in the hospital for about 7 days, about a week, because I was so dehydrated and malnourished. I started having, I forget what they call it, but something that was kind of in my body going through my shoulders, and it was gonna actually shut down my kidneys. So I was within 2 hours of that. So I'm really lucky that they were able to go ahead and take care of that. They just kind of flushed out my system. And then after, it was kind of infected, this arm and stuff. So after they treated some wounds and kind of cleared me medically, I asked to go into a behavioral health, hospital. And that way it could prepare for, coming out of the hospital and dealing with the aftermath of everything that happened. It was completely traumatizing, to my family. So I knew they were going to be they were going to be right next to my side. They probably weren't going to want to let me within, a couple feet of them, which I completely understand. I mean, if it was the other way around, I'd be like, I'm going to handcuff you to me so you don't go anywhere except for, with me by your side. So I knew that was going to happen, but I am a very independent person. So by the same token, I knew that was going to be difficult. I do like to, hey, if I want to go shopping or go to the beach, or just sometimes I just like my alone time. I know some people are completely opposite. Like they always want to be with somebody. My daughter's a lot like that. Oh my gosh. She'd be 6 years old in the bathroom, I need company. Someone come over. She's so cute. But yeah, she loves to be with people. So, and I do too. I'm a good mix. I like, being social, but then I also like my alone time. So, but it's completely understandable that, there are so many people who were so worried and so invested in this. I'm so lucky. I have a huge family, and that's, the reason why I was saved. But no, I have people in San Diego, in LA, in New York, all over the country, in Guam, because I have such a big family, and I make sure that they know I love them. Every time I see them, I tell them I love them. I hug them hello, I hug them goodbye. I've never taken my life for granted, and I've never taken my family for granted. So when you give that much love out, you're gonna get it back. And I couldn't ask for, a better family. I feel completely rich. So I did want to go ahead and share with you guys, though, some of the things I've, found out in Sharp Mesa Vista. I won't bore you with some of the things I did in the hospital because I've talked about that so many times. But they did let me know, besides 988, which is the nationwide suicide, prevention line. We have in San Diego MCRT. So we have the Mobile Crisis Response Team. And I wrote down their phone number for you guys. It's 1-888-724-7240. So you call this number, and then you get a dispatcher who's going to ask you some questions so they can assess what kind of response team needs to go out, what your needs are, and then they send them to the site with you. So there they can help stabilize the crisis and use de-escalation skills. They will transport you to a behavioral health system if you need to go to one. They'll provide community resources and also treatment, and then they will help coordinate all of that for you for up to 30 days. So that is such a big thing. A couple things they don't do is they don't, handle if there's like a weapon involved, because, for their own safety, they can't go out and deal with that type of a emergency. But the whole point of this is just like 988, we want to make sure and get actual people who are professionals in the field to come help de-escalate the crisis. And because we don't want really the police involved, we want them to be a last resort. We don't want there to be a chance of anybody getting stuck in the criminal system. The point is to get help and again, to just de-escalate these mental health emergencies. So, so I was really excited to find that out. And this is for all ages, and this is county-wide that MCRT is available. So I'm excited about that. And then in the Behavioral Health Center, what they gave me it was pretty cool actually. They gave me these resources about what apps you can actually use and go to. So there's, the social apps, they have cognitive apps, they have on here podcasts. Looks like some of the podcasts was TED Radio Hour, Up First by NPR, Outside Podcast. Looks like Freakonomics Radio, whatever that is. I haven't had a chance to actually check these out, but pretty cool. They have emotional apps. So these are like journaling, Happify for stress and worry, physical, and then spiritual ones. So the daily prayer app, Soulvana, it looks like. Social apps that you can be on. These are pretty popular. A lot of people are already on these ones. But look, Bookclubz. I like that one with the Z at the end. And then it looks like cognitive apps. So we have that. And then the other thing they gave me were apps for meditation, mindfulness, and self-care. And this one I haven't had a chance to check out either, but it looks like Calm, Relax Melodies, Sleep Sounds, Insight Timer. This is pretty cool. So I'll link all this as well. I really haven't I'm not a big meditation person. I don't know why it never stuck, but if you are, it'll have these included as well. So I'll make sure that you have that. And then the other thing I really wanted to talk about was when you are in the hospital. In my case, I had a great doctor, Dr. Moyer, and I'm going to be able to see him actually outpatient, but he talked to me about some of the medications that I was on that he didn't really like or recommend for women. And so they did do a change up of my medication when I was in the hospital. So important that you do make sure that you're educating yourself on medication. You really want to make sure that you are the one who is understanding what some of those drug interactions are, what are the symptoms. You don't want to just rely on someone else to tell you, but do the research, look up exactly what you need to know. This particular, he actually just put me on lithium, which I've been on lithium before, so I'm familiar with this drug. It's one of the oldest medications in the books. And the only reason why I ever really changed up this was because of the long-term side effects I was concerned with. I'm 40 now. I mean, not that I'm gonna, only have so much time left. Well, we don't know how much time we have left, but starting that so late in the game, I'm a little bit more comfortable with the trade-off, So I'm okay to be on that. So I am a person that's running on lithium. But yeah, I just wanted to share all this information with you guys, update you on what's going on with me, provide resources, and give me some resources back. If you guys want me to check out a documentary or an app or a podcast or anything that you think would be, that was beneficial to you, that you think might be beneficial for me. I mean, I love, getting information from people and checking out things that they give me. Also, I'm huge when it comes to San Diego. I'm active in the community. I really I'm actually, NAMI Walks is coming up soon. That's going to be at Liberty Station. I'll be there. Check out NAMI. I've been shouting them out for years. So National Alliance on Mental Illness, they have peer-to-peer meetings. They have family to family. It's so important for the family of someone who does have a mental illness to get education on that, get support. You might even meet some people that you can keep in touch with. And then guys, get active. Policy reforms, know what's going on, know what funding is, not available or is becoming available. A lot of the things that are on there, you can just send off. You don't have to write your own letter to Congress. You can it's pre-filled, just tap send it on over. But I really, really love this stage of my life where it's just, advocacy and trying new things out and taking away some of the fear of speaking out. My therapist has said for a long, long time, Jen, you need to talk about this. Like you need to speak for NAMI. You have so much information, at my stage in the game. I mean, we volunteer to go into the hospital, which is something that is just like people can't even wrap their head around. Not even the police officers who actually found me. We talked about this and, even them, they were like, wow, because people are scared of the hospital. They feel like it's a bad place. When you really have to change that thinking, you have to know that the hospital is a good place. This is somewhere where it is going to protect you as far as it's a controlled setting where if you do have, a psychotic episode, you're with people, psychiatric nurses who are watching you, making sure nobody touches you. You're getting the help that you need. It should be kind of thought of as a sanctuary. Yes, I have had, hospitals that I've been in that I've had really bad experiences with. So I understand where a lot of that fear can come from, but it is definitely way better than the alternative, which is just you being outside, possibly being taken advantage of. It's a part of my life. This is just something that I have to do. I have this disease, and that means I have to take care of myself in ways that other people don't. I think that this is just the way it is. So I'm glad I'm able to go ahead and talk about this and hopefully continue to do this work. But thank you guys. Thank you for listening. I love you so much. Bye.